If you have been following the football gaming scene like I have over the past decade, then you are probably aware of how the Madden games went from being universally considered great in the mid-2000s to being universally condemned by the football gaming community over the past 10 years, with each new entry in the Madden franchise just as bad or worse than the one before it. Madden's decline is so bad that it inspired several different indie studios and smaller studios to make their own football games to compete with Madden. We see this with games like Maximum Football, Football Simulator, Legend Bowl, Sunday Rivals, and Mutant Football League. However, in today's video, I would like to show you just how far EA Sports has fallen with the Madden franchise by comparing EA Sports to Access Studios, the indie studio behind the Access Football franchise. While there are many things we could discuss when comparing the two, we are going to look at two major differences between EA Sports and Access Studios that will not only explain why Madden has declined and will continue to decline, but will also explain why Access Football is on the rise, has arguably surpassed Madden already, and will continue to surpass Madden in the years to come. The first major difference between EA Sports and Access Studios is that Access Football has actually been making steps in the right direction for years, while EA Sports has not. Every year for the past 10 years, we have seen gaming publications like IGN claim that Madden is making steps in the right direction. If EA Sports Madden games were actually making steps in the right direction every year for the past 10 years, we would expect Madden 23 to be significantly better and different than Madden 13, right? The inconvenient truth is that when you actually sit down and play Madden 13 through Madden 23, you find that the current Madden is almost exactly the same as Madden 13. The folks at Xplay tried doing this. Prior to the release of Madden 23, they decided to play Madden 13 through Madden 22 in a row, and here is what they had to say.
Alright, we just played a little bit of Madden 2021, 20 and 22 too, all that. We made it to the end of the finish line, boys. How are we feeling? What are our thoughts after playing all these Madden games?
I regret pitching this idea. I'm sorry.
I don't know how long this video is going to be, but it's about 6 hours of us playing all these Madden games.
Yes,
and it felt like 12.
And took years off our lives.
Yeah,
I'm almost positive.
I've never felt this emotionally exhausted playing video games, and I played The Last of Us 2 in a pandemic.
I mean, the last 3 games of Madden are also very copy-paste. They all feel the same down to the menus. Like they changed a few things graphically and like the intro and that sort of stuff, but other than that, it just feels like the same thing.
Yeah, the only things that I would say, which by the way, why didn't you put up the boxes?
Well, 21 and 22 are available on Game Pass, so instead of wasting our money getting those two, we thought, well, we'll just go to Game Pass.
And I'm glad we did, because they are literally the same game.
They're the same game.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Like, down to the UI. Like, the new features of 21 were the features in 22. There was nothing in 22.
Wait. They introduced the X Factor, guys?
That was 20.
In case you're curious, Madden 23 was a slightly tweaked version of Madden 22, so it was just another copy and paste effort like Madden 13 through Madden 22 was. How is it possible for Madden games to be heading in the right direction every year for 10 years in a row, and yet their game feels and plays virtually no different than it did 10 years ago? The truth and correct answer is that Madden games are not making steps in the right direction every year, and it's basically the same horrible game every year with a roster update. Now, let's look at Access Studios with their Access Football franchise. Although the Access Football franchise started in 2010 as a flash game that you played on web browsers, we're going to make Access Football 2015 the starting point in this comparison because it's the first game in the franchise that Access Studios released on Steam, and as far as I am aware, it is the first 3D football game in the franchise. When you look at Access Football 2015 and compare it to Access Football 2023, you see not only that Access Football 2023 is a completely different game than Access Football 2015, but it's a better game in every way. The player and stadium models are way better in Access Football 2023 than in 2015. The player animations and physics are worlds better than in 2015. The AI difficulty is way higher than in 2015. The in-game gameplay has way more features than in 2015. The player and crowd sounds are way better than they were in 2015. The play-by-play commentators, while in need of work, are way better than they were in 2015. The user interface of menus and the score ticker are way better than in 2015. They went from only having a single season mode to having a franchise mode that is deeper and more feature-rich than any football game since Madden 12. They added a team creation suite that is as good or better than anything Madden has ever offered in the PS2 era, a feature that didn't exist in Access Football 2015. The dramatic improvement from Access Football 2015 to Access Football 2023 is what it looks like when you actually make steps in the right direction every year for 8 straight years. You get a game that is dramatically better than what you started with. While Access Football 2023 is not even close to perfect and has a lot of things that they need to fix, work on, and add over the next couple of years, the folks at Access Studios have, over the previous 8 years, succeeded in making an alternative to Madden that has fun but flawed gameplay, a deep franchise mode, and a deep team creation suite. Furthermore, they have built a foundation with Access Football 2023 that could potentially lead to some pretty amazing football games in the future. If you're wondering how it is that EA Sports has failed to make any steps in the right direction with Madden since Madden 13, while Access Studios has made giant leaps from Access Football 2015 to Access Football 2023, the answer is the second major difference between these two indie studios. Access Studios listens to their community and implements their ideas into the game, while EA Sports doesn't. As our video game consoles have become more and more advanced, EA Sports has stripped just about every feature that football gamers loved about the PS2, original Xbox, GameCube, Madden games, despite the fact that everyone in the Madden community loved those features and did not want them gone. The Madden community and the general sports gaming community has been asking for a deep franchise mode and team customization options like Madden used to have in Madden 2004 through Madden 08. But EA Sports has intentionally and blatantly refused to do so. Instead, they built everything around the gambling system called Ultimate Team and let the rest of the game go to rot. When the community asked for a superstar career mode like the ones in the PS2 Maddens that allowed you to choose your own story and do what you wanted for your player's career, EA Sports gave them the middle finger in Madden 23. In Madden 23's The League, your player starts out in the 5th season of his career. He has been a draft bust thus far, and he's getting one last shot to prove that he has what it takes to make it as a star in the NFL. This is literally the opposite of what the Madden community was asking for. It's almost like EA Sports takes sick pleasure in spitting in the faces of their community. Compare that to Access Studios, and the difference is night and day. When the Access Football community asked Access Studios for better player and stadium models, Access Studios gave them what they asked for. When they asked for better player animations and physics, Access Studios gave them better animations and physics. When the community asked for a franchise mode, they not only got a franchise mode from Access Studios, but they got the best one since Madden 12. When they asked for a deep team creation suite, they received a deep creation suite from Access Studios. Because Access Studios actually listen to what their community wants to see in future Access Football titles, and because Access Studios actually implements their community's suggestions into the game, the Access Football franchise has reached new heights in Access Football 2023 and has set itself up well for the future. Because of these two main differences between EA Sports and Access Studios, it comes as no surprise that Access Football games have continued to get better and better, while Madden games have gotten worse and worse. In fact, I believe we have reached a point where Access Football 23 is actually a better game of football than Madden 23 is. This is as much of a testament to how hard the folks at Access Studios have been working and improving their game as it is a testament to how bad the Madden games have become. EA Sports is a billion-dollar company that has all the resources they need to make a football game that puts all others to shame, and yet they can't make a better game of football than Access Football 2023, which is run by one guy and a couple of his friends working on a shoestring budget. I would like to end this video by reiterating that this video is not an attack on other indie football games. Games like Maximum Football, Football Simulator, Legend Bowl, Sunday Rivals, Mutant Football League, etc. are all great football games in their own right, and all of them are either better than Madden or will be better than Madden once they release the final version of their game. The reason I chose to compare Madden to Access Football is because the Madden games were the Access Football of the PS2 era. The PS2 Madden games prided themselves on having the deepest franchise modes on the market, they had the deepest team customization of all the football games on the market, and they coupled those things with solid gameplay, solid visuals, and game mode depth that has since been stripped by EA Sports. Access Football has prided themselves on having the deepest franchise mode as well as team customization on the market like EA Sports used to do, so they are the best indie franchise to compare directly to Madden. If you've made it to the end here, I hope you can see why you shouldn't waste another dime buying the crappy football games put out by EA Sports anymore, and why you are better off spending your money on a Madden alternative like Access Football instead. You'll get a product that simulates football better, has more to do, and won't leave you feeling like you've been ripped off. Thank you for watching.